All right, as we mentioned, we're going to talk with a champion in Top Sportsman, 2012 champion Ken Ratzloff. Ken, good morning. How are you?
I'm real good. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Great season for you. How does it feel to be the champ?
Wow, it feels really, really good. It was pretty much of a shocker. We did it right at the last race, actually. So,
yeah, you know, winning the championship, locking it down at the last race, and winning by all of 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points. It was pretty amazing. We went in, and we were actually in third place going in, and you know, we knew we had a chance, but it was slim, and the way the ladder worked out, it was just amazing. You know, the guy in first had to race the guy in second first round, and then we were third. We raced the guy that was in fourth first round, and then second round we actually raced Open, who was in first, and so I beat him second round, and you know, it just worked out perfect for us.
Who are some of the tough customers that you compete against in that series?
Well, actually, everybody's tough.
It'd be better to say who isn't, right?
I'm looking at everybody that registered for Top Sportsman, and I was trying to pick out of this who isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, there might have been a couple guys that if you got them first round, you go, well, you know, that's cool. But now it doesn't matter. There is nobody that you can say, okay, you know, I'm pretty confident on this round.
You know what, Ken, you mentioned how the competition level has come up so dramatically. You know, what do you have any ideas on why that is? I mean, I've got my own theories on it, but man, it sure seems like, just like you said, 4 or 5 years ago, you know, you honestly knew there were some ducks, and if you ended up with racing one of them first round, you know, unless you did something really stupid, you had a pretty good shot at going to the second round. But anymore, I mean, it doesn't matter who qualifies where. It's you got to be on your game.
You do, yeah.
What changed?
I don't know if people are just, you know, getting better, and the cars are getting better, and maybe the guys that were the ducks, you know, they're gone, and maybe new guys came in that were good. So, yeah.
You know, in all of the racing that you do, and by the way, Ken is a former Hot Rod Heritage Series A-Gas champion, which is pretty cool in and of itself. I mean, that's the pinnacle of the Heritage Series, to win that championship. And he's won He's won a bunch of races in A-Gas in the Heritage Series. In the racing that you do, Ken, would you rather race on the index, or do you like the bracket racing format better?
Well, I actually like the index probably the best because, you know, it's heads up.
I'm with you on that, Ken. Amen.
So, but on the other hand, you know, the bracket races they're good too, and especially the Top Sportsman. And I really appreciate, you know, Rocky Mountain and Ron having the Top Sportsman because you know, at least we're close. Usually we're within a second of each other, and you know, that's pretty good.
Ken, when you started the season off, did you come right out of the gate just on fire, or did you go through some trials and errors and things of that nature? And if so, if you did go through some struggles, at what point of the season did you really see a difference or know that there was a difference and start turning things around?
Yeah, actually, we started out okay, and you know, I didn't make any finals, but I went to the semis, and you know, everything was working pretty good. And then we started having a little car trouble. We started getting some tire shake and a couple other issues, and then the last couple races we seemed to get things figured out. And then with Sandy and I, you know, it's just us. So she's the crew chief, and she really helps me out a lot. So we used to kind of discuss the dial and you know, what we're going to put in the box for a delay for the reaction time. And so the last 2 races, she tells me, well, don't you worry about the dial and don't worry about the delay, and you just get in and drive. And we ended up winning the last 2 races. So I guess we're going to have to go with that next year.
Wow.
You know, Steve, maybe your wife ought to tell you that. Don't worry about the dial and the delay.
Do you know
Maybe
what?
you'd.
You know, she's listening right now, Shane. And do you know, honestly...
She probably tells you that, and you just don't listen, right?
I'm going to make an admission here in front of God and everybody that's listening. 2007, my wife virtually picked my dial in every run. And I ran on my dial more in 2007 than I ever have in my entire life. So there is something to it. Done a lot of stuff to the car that I'm not doing anything, well, other than putting in a new torque converter. Ken ought to get a chuckle out of that.
Yeah, that was a cool story.
Down at the California Hot Rod Reunion,
Bakersfield
broke the torque converter this last race, and Kenny was gracious enough to borrow us one that he swore on his life he wouldn't borrow, and ended up going to the final round, and so we ended up buying the converter. Well, we had bought the converter anyway because it worked. But, yeah, pretty cool.
Very nice. Well,
Yeah,
Ken,
that was fun.
Ken, congratulations on your championship in 2012, and you know now you've got a target on your back, buddy. You got to do it again.
I think we probably do. So.
I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah,
you know, that makes it fun.
All right, there he is, Ken. Thanks a lot for coming on the show.